just your wisdom and all the decisions that they're making that affect us all, Lord. Continue to ask for that wisdom to myself, Lord, to my staff, to all the great leaders of this great county that we serve, Lord. Just help us do just what is best for all, Lord. I ask all this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Under open forum, we have 4 presenters. The first presenter is Azenet Lugo.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Azenet Lugo, Petra Lugo, perdón. Venimos representando a la colonia El Dora, subdivisión de Dona. Queremos agradecer al comisionado David Fuentes del precinto 1 y a la organización Lupe por enviarnos los contenedores de basura el miércoles 24 de enero. La colonia se veía muy sucia y gracias a eso ahora luce un poco mejor. Hace falta mucho todavía por limpiar, pero esperamos seguir contando con su ayuda. Muchas gracias.
Hi, my name is Mayra Cabrera. I'm going to translate what Ms. Petra Lugo said. Hi, my name is Petra Lugo. We came to representing the Colonia El Doro subdivision in Donna, Texas. We want to thank Commissioner David Fuentes of Precinct 1 and the organization Lupe for sending us the trash containers. On Wednesday, January 24, 2018, the Colonia was very dirty, and thanks to that, now it looks better. Much still needed to clean, but we hope to continue counting with your help. Thank you.
Next presenter is Alejandra Ortiz. Alejandro. Alondra Ortiz.
We're here from Eduardo Cinco subdivision. We want to thank you guys because you guys sent the Joe Flores the containers for our subdivision, and it was dirty and now it's already clean. And for taking in consideration our petition for the light too. We want to thank you guys from our Colonia Eduardo Cinco Eduardo 4.
Next presenter is Olivia Bustro. Castro.
Buenos días, nosotros tenemos en representación de la colonia Eduardo 5 en Misión, Texas, y también agradecerle al señor Joe Flores por la limpieza de la colonia. Ahorita estamos para que nos apoyen para lo que es la luz, porque la colonia está muy oscura, pero estamos bien agradecidos porque nos han apoyado a la colonia y a la Lupe también. Gracias.
Y'all want me to translate that? Okay. She was just saying thank you for the Colonia cleanups that Joe Flores did in Eduardo Cinco this past year, and if you guys can please take into, or if Joe Flores can take into consideration their petition that they already filled in for the public light campaign that they're working on.
Next presenter is Angelica Holguin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm coming from Eduardo's 4 in Mission, and I'm here to thank you for providing the containers and providing the cleaning of our colonia in Mission, and to encourage you and praise you, but also encourage the communication, the alliance, everything that we need in order to provide better services and a better future for our children, especially our youth and our children. And also, if you could, I understand what we are speaking, but many of my neighbors, my vecinos, they do not understand what we are talking, what we are speaking. So I would encourage also a translator for the future also. And thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, on our consent agenda, any concerns?
No, Judge.
Move for approval of consent agenda.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Excuse me, thank you. Item 5, requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 19, as it relates to Cesar Chavez Drain Phase 2 project, and authority for chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6, requesting authority to advertise and approval of request for qualifications, RFQ packet, including qualifications, requirements, and scope of services, as attached here too for Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 pool of professional services for the following: engineering services, real estate appraisal services, and surveying services.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And that's for selection on firms as per project on a need basis through grading, scoring, ranking, negotiations, protocols established by Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 Board of Directors. Item 7, requesting exemption for competitive bidding requirements on Texas Labor Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, presentation of scoring grid for the purposes of ranking by the Board of Directors the firms graded and evaluated through the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional construction material testing services on call for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, Professional Services Industries, Inc., score 96, Millennium Engineers Group, a 98, International Consulting Engineers, a 94. Would the board wish to rank as stated?
Yes.
So moved.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Pursuant to the board's approval,
I said yes.
requesting authority for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm of Millennium Engineers Group for the provision of professional construction material testing services on call for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 projects.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 8, discussion and action on tax resale bids on October 3rd, 2017 on the properties. We have an attached list there.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, discussion and action on resolution approving the tax resale bids received on October 3rd, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And item 9, requesting acceptance and approval of donation deed from Intermediary Services, Inc. as it relates to a 2.33 acre tract of land out of Lot 1, Block 23 of Santa Cruz Gardens, Unit Number 2. Currently, there's an existing drain ditch there that we are going to be improving, and the landowner is donating the deed. Legal counsel has reviewed the paperwork.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 10, requesting approval of interlocal agreement by and between Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, North Allen Water Supply Corporation, as it relates to proposed ditch canal crossing, North Allen Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant Collection System Project, pending final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 11, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements on Texas Local Government Code, Chapter 262.024A7, items for which competition is precluded because of existence of patents, copyrights, secret process, or monopolies in connection with Sage Software, Inc. for Sage Fixed Asset Software Maintenance, Technical Support, and Software Updates, Upgrades.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item B, approval of sole source declaration for Sage Software, Inc. for the purchase of Sage Software products, software maintenance, technical support, and software updates, upgrades, with authority to purchase Sage Fixed Assets Business Care Gold, including Sage Fixed Assets Track Pack software license support for the year 2018, in total amount of $2,862, and thereafter annually for as long as ACD1 possesses software with sole source declaration to remain in effect unless otherwise revoked by the ACD1 Board of Directors.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12, requesting approval for a 15-foot North Allen Water Supply Corporation easement. It relates to Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 property ID 841-709, which is our main headquarters, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 13, for clarification purposes only, agenda item 61880B. The amount stated should have been $32,709.50 for file number 153780, payable to Valley Land Title Company.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 14, application for payment number 1 in the amount of $218,098.80 for Jimenez Engineering Solutions, LLC, DBA International Consulting Engineers related to construction contract number ACDD 1-17-005-0221, Farmer Callan South Drain Outfall Improvements. Everything's in order for payment.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
15, approved issue payment of the following items proceeding. Review and compliance with contract terms and conditions. Item A, 2012 bond referendum, Precinct 1, Rural Drainage Development Fund 133. Request for payment for Tessie Infrastructure Group, Inc., Old River Road, Work Authorization 20, invoice number 2017159, in the amount of $2,715.56 relating to preliminary engineering report study. That study has been completed. The district has actually implemented part of that study already in our Chaparral Drain improvements that have been conducted to date, and we're going to continue to use that study to finalize improvements all the way up to the City of Donna southern section, which will be an extension of our Chaparral Drain. This will close out that contract.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 2, request for payment to Tessie Infrastructure Group on the Settle North the Rural Drainage Improvements, Work Authorization 18, invoice number 2017157, in an amount of $400 relating to construction inspection contract management.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 3, requesting for payment to Tessie Infrastructure Group, Inc., Ditch 23, Work Authorization 16, invoice 2017112, in the amount of $15,500, and invoice 201756 in the amount of $2,000 for the development of the preliminary engineering report for Ditch 23. Again, that one has also been completed. The district is using that information to develop a plan to implement construction plans to be able to extend that ditch south. It does meander through our eastern part of the county, and then it goes into Cameron County. I know the TxDOT has projects lined up to do improvements, and we're still going to be working with TxDOT. We just need to look at the method of construction we will be using, and obviously the cost that it would take to do those improvements. But the report has been completed.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 15B, 2012 bond referendum, Precinct 1, letter IBWC Flood Pump Structures Fund 133. Request payment to Tessie Infrastructure Group for the Mercedes Lateral Flood Pump Work Session 24, invoice 2017160, in the amount of $31,032.68 for the construction inspection management. This project has been an ongoing project. We are 99% done with this structure itself. Has been fully constructed. The work has been completed. We're trying to close this project out. We did meet with the firm because on the closeout of the project, there is a clause that we have in our contract that allows the adjustment of a fee of 10%. If the construction cost is lower than the initial estimated cost for the work. As contracts get developed, there's an estimated cost for the work, and then that cost is reconciled once it's actual construction cost, and the fee is based on construction costs. However, there was a clause in the contract, which that clause no longer exists in the contracts that we have now, but the fee can only be adjusted 10% down. And that's what's happening here. We're adjusting the fee 10% down. We've gone through that process, and paying this invoice would still leave a pending amount on this project of $1,000. I apologize. Put this on the record. $1,120.78 still pending. In addition to that, there's still a portion of the contract that needs to be looked at regarding construction management services that were originally in the base contract that we are going to be looking at because there was some effort performed by the engineering company to work with the original contractor that was awarded this contract over a year. It took about a year for the number one or the original contractor to basically give up the project to the second one. So during that time span, there was a lot of work that the engineering company did, working with them on trying to get them to comply with the pump requirements that we had. We had several meetings at our office, so that number still has to be looked at. So in addition to the $1,120.78, there will be a small amount probably over that will be that's still pending. That has to be yet determined because they have to submit those hours to myself to review to make sure that I concur with that cost. And once I do that, then I'll bring it to the board for this particular contract.
But Raul, isn't this particular issue, this invoice related in some way to that lawsuit that we've got pending against Intech?
Well, I would say all of them are.
Well, this one in particular because of the documentation.
Again, Judge, all the invoices, because they do appear, that firm does appear on all of them.
Let me ask Laura.
Of course.
Judge, that contract with Tetsi Infrastructure is lacking some of the disclosure for the subcontractors that they used previously. And if engineers don't disclose all their subcontractors, we typically hold their payment.
I mean, this subcontractor we're talking about is Valley Data.
Correct.
That's a company that was owned, that is owned or was owned by Mr. Garza and his family.
Yes.
And the issue has come up in the lawsuit that we have pending. And I'm not sure we can go into it here in public, or we should take it up in can we take this up in executive?
I believe you can because it's a legal
posted,
issue.
Yeah. There is a posted.
All right, then we'll wait.
Okay. So we'll take no action for now on item, excuse me, on item 15, B1 and 2, Judge, and we'll take that on. If I may, I move on to 16?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I apologize. I move on to 15C. I apologize. 15C. Request approval of a budget amendment in the amount of $1,669,195.91 from District General Fund to fund open purchase orders from 2017. This is for equipment, material costs. We've got 51 ongoing bond and 51 actually non-bond projects at the district ongoing, so this will help pay for some of those POs and things that we have open.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you. We do have item 16, sir. Executive session.
All right, pursuant to 551071 and 551072 of the Texas Government Code, I would entertain a motion to proceed to executive session.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're going to be in executive session for a short while. We're back in open session. Mr. Sassine?
Thank you, Judge. Excuse me. Open session, real estate acquisition, nothing to report. 17B, pending potential litigation, will proceed as directed. And 17C as well.
Is that it?
Yes.
Move to adjourn?
15B? No action.
Just proceed as directed, yeah.
On B, 15.
Yeah. No.
Those in favor?
The invoices for Tetsi.
Oh, no action. On the general agenda, there will be no action. Thank you, Monica. Yes. Yeah, back to the original, to the agenda itself. Yes, there'll be no action for 15, B and C.
No, B1 and 2.
B1 and 2. Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Thanks.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. this time, we're going to convene our regular meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, posted for today, January 30th, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Cantu, Precinct 2, Commissioner Palacios, Precinct 4, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Give us your wisdom as we make decisions that will affect them today and in the years to come. Help us to work well together, recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Hidalgo County. On this special day, we also pray for the soul of Freddy Gonzalez, and we also pray for our founding member, Virginia Townsend. We wish her a full and speedy recovery and to get out of the hospital quickly and come do our prayers again. Amen.
Amen.
Any concerns with the consent agenda?
There is one concern. You can pull 12 before.
Make a motion to approve everything but 12B4.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
On 12 before, I took the liberty yesterday, Commissioner, of responding because Miss Erica did send and attach the email to the auditor's office, as well as Miss Monica, that the vendor is going to submit a corrected. So I am recommending that we proceed to approve, subject on receipt of the corrected construction certificate of construction completion, because it was missing a change order.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
At this time, we're going to be moving up item 15A.
Yes, Judge, and if I can have Pepe Castro as well as Elizabeth
We have
Gonzalez.
the honor of Mrs. Dolia Gonzalez. Positive, Dolia, good morning. Please step forward.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Today we have the honor of having Ms. Dolia Gonzalez along with Eli Luna and Mary Luna and Modesta Soto, who were classmates of Freddy Gonzalez. As many of us know, this Sunday is going to mark the 50th anniversary of the heroic death of Sergeant Freddy Gonzalez. And in his honor, Commissioner Joseph Palacios wanted to pass a proclamation. And there's also going to be several events that we can discuss in a minute.
So we'll just go ahead and read the proclamation, and then we'll come in for comments, and we'll have Ms. Dolia say a few words. If you'd like, Pepe, you want to read the proclamation?
Here
you go. Yeah, I guess I'll reserve some comments right now as Pepe prepares, but obviously Freddy Gonzalez is the marking of the 50th anniversary of his passing. We do have a member from Edinburgh ECISD as well who's bestowed some honor to the family and the service of Freddy Gonzalez. It is the 50th year anniversary. Dolia Gonzalez, as well as guests of classmates from Freddy Gonzalez, are here joining us today. But a couple of things on him. He was an Edinburgh high school graduate, 1965. He was all district football player in high school. He was honored with the Medal of Honor based on what happened at the Battle of Hue during the time frame of January 31st to February 2nd. He was honored with the Congressional Medal of Honor by Vice President Agnew, which was presented to Ms. Dolia Gonzalez there in the White House on October 31st, 1969. There is an event this Sunday at Hillcrest Cemetery this Sunday, as well as a service on Saturday at St. Joseph and a breakfast. Other honors that was bestowed on Freddy Gonzalez was they named the USS Freddy Gonzalez a missile destroyer commissioned in 1996, as well as an elementary school by the Edinburgh CISD. And Miss Sally Torres, will you join us up here as well as a representative from the Edinburgh School District? And another one, they named the major quarter in the city of Edinburgh in his honor. But go ahead, Pepe, if you'd like to read the proclamation.
Thank you, Commissioner. Whereas Alfredo Freddy Gonzalez was born on May 23, 1946 in Edinburgh, Texas, and enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps in May of 1965. And whereas after his first tour of duty in Vietnam, Sergeant Gonzalez learned of an ambush in which men had served under him had been killed, he then selflessly volunteered for a second tour in Vietnam. And whereas in January of 1968, the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong troops launched the offensive Tet Offensive, Sergeant Gonzalez and his platoon were ordered to Hue to relieve the pressure on that city. En route, Sergeant Gonzalez saw an injured Marine lying on the road ahead and ran through enemy fire to carry him to cover. During this rescue mission, Sergeant Gonzalez received fragmentation wounds during the rescue. And whereas, fighting in Hue on February 4th, his platoon of some 35 troops was again pinned down by a ferocious barrage. Telling his unit to stay behind shelter, Sergeant Gonzalez alone moved forward aggressively, firing numerous rounds against enemy emplacements. Whereas entering a fortified area where the North Vietnamese were heavily fortified, he succeeded in suppressing virtually all their fire. Before the last of it could be silenced, however, he was mortally wounded during this offensive. And whereas Sergeant Gonzalez was credited with saving the lives of the men in his platoon, the following year he was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, becoming the only Marine in combat during the Tet Offensive to receive that award. And whereas among the awards subsequently conferred on Sergeant Gonzalez were 3 Purple Hearts, 4 Presidential Unit Citations, a Combat Action Ribbon, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Medal, and Cold War Certificate. In addition, he was the posthumous receipt of 2 South Vietnamese decorations, the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry with Gold Palm and Star, and the Vietnam Service Medal with 4 Bronze Stars. In 1996, the U.S. Navy commissioned a new guided missile destroyer in his honor. And whereas his extraordinary and selfless actions resulted in being honored in his native Edinburgh with the naming of Freddy Gonzalez Drive, Freddy Gonzalez Memorial Park, and more recently, Freddy Gonzalez Elementary School. And whereas the bravery exemplified by Sergeant Gonzalez continues to inspire and influence a generation in Hidalgo County, and particularly in Edinburgh, Texas, wherein his lasting legacy continues to positively impact his community. And whereas this upcoming Sunday, February 4, 2018, marks the 50th anniversary of his heroic death, and whereas through his relentless and unfaltering devotion to duty, honor, and freedom, Sergeant Alfredo Gonzalez embodied the highest ideals of the armed service, and he most assuredly merits this proclamation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby unanimously passes this proclamation honoring Sergeant Alfredo Freddy Gonzalez on the 50th anniversary of his heroic death in recognition of his heroic service, and be it further resolved that an official copy of this proclamation be prepared for Dolia Gonzalez, the honorable mother of Sergeant Alfredo Freddy Gonzalez, as an expression of the highest regard held by the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court to the heroic legacy of Sergeant Alfredo Freddy Gonzalez.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Take a picture.
Ms. Gonzalez, would you like to share a few words? Okay.
Bring them up. Y'all can come up.
Come join us. You're fine. We'll shift over. We'll shift over just a little bit. Right there.
Over here on the county street.
1, 2, 3. Take a couple more. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
Be careful of getting down there. Don't
Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you.
Thank you, but I can. Very emotional.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, if I may, I'd like to invite the public. My name is Ellie Torres, and I'm a school board trustee in Denver. I'd like to invite the public to attend a celebration this Friday at 8:30 at Freddy Gonzalez Elementary in honor of our hero, our hometown hero, Freddy Gonzalez. I remember as a child, I was at Lamar. I was a student there, and there was this great big fuss going on about a new elementary school opening up, and that was Freddy Gonzalez. And I so badly wanted to attend Freddy Gonzalez. As I'm now 50 years old, I realize and I know now the true story behind Freddy Gonzalez and the hero that he is. And we will honor him on Friday at 8:30 at Freddy Gonzalez Elementary, and we invite you all to attend, and the public as well. And thank you so much for allowing me to share that with you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Ms. Torres. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Our district attorney's office, item 5.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge. Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 5A, the DA Victim Assistance Program Grant, VAP Fund 1281. Discussion, consideration, and action acknowledging the amended interlocal agreement between the Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office and the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 6, our sheriff's office.
Good morning, Joel Rivera, Division Chief with the Sheriff's Office. On behalf of Sheriff Guerra, item 6A, approval of memorandum of understanding between the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to cooperate and collaborate in the Rio Grande Valley, Texas Anti-Gang Center.
So moved. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
2, authorization for county sheriff as authorized law enforcement official to sign an agreement.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 7, Constable Precinct 4.
Morning, Judge. Commissioners, good morning.
Good morning.
At 7A, Judge, Constable Precinct 4, presentation and discussion of 2017 racial profiling report as presented by Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 Department in accordance with Article 2.134 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And 7B, requesting authorization and approval to purchase promotional items under public purpose pursuant to Texas Constitution Article 3, Section 52, to include but not limited to pens, pencils, crayons, notebooks, school boxes, activity books, cinch bags, badge stickers, banners, and tablecloth. These items will be used to inform, relay progress, educate, and report information to our constituents on aspects dealing with public safety, education, and events.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 8, our executive office.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners. Item 8A1, there's no action on update ongoing county and or own building construction, relocation and or renovation repair projects. Item 8AB, emergency situation occurrence, last agenda meeting. Oh, it was up, okay, that's better. Thank you. Item 8AB, emergency situations occurring since last agenda meeting. Just under the general topic of situations occurring under last agenda meeting from a disclosure standpoint, as the court's well aware and the general public, we own, or the county maintains a cemetery. And we've had incidents in the past at the cemetery. We did have a situation that occurred late last week. We immediately made contact with the sheriff's office and went out there. We found some skeletal remains near a plot. It does appear that, they determined that it was not human, it was animal, but it does appear, because there was signs, that it was a ritual of some sort. It's unfortunate, but again, just from a disclosure standpoint, because we did have law enforcement out there. But that was taken care of by our sheriff's office. Item 8B, discussion, consideration, and action on memorandum of understanding between Hidalgo County and RGV Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for participation in the upcoming South Texas Senior Summit. Judge Commissioners, this is a summit that was held last year, and we participated with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Last year's event was extremely successful, and this year's event, with respect to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce putting this together, has gotten an enormous response, and they expect the participants, essentially to be 6-7-fold from the year before, and they're asking the county to participate in this year's forum. I'm asking the court to consider the South Texas Senior Summit. They're asking, as they did last year, for $2,500. We would have representatives from the county via the Health Department, WIC Department. We had our Veterans Service Office. We had CSA. This is a forum where we can reach that many more participants that, for whatever reason, just weren't able to make it out to those agencies or need additional assistance or questions. This is an area or a summit where they can all ask. So, again, I'm asking the court to consider the participation. If the court agrees, then we will properly fund the account. So moved.
Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Item 8C, delinquent tax collection report. I'm going to ask our delinquent tax attorneys to come up to the podium. It's the report. It's the delinquent tax collection report for the period of July 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017. There'll be 2 items that they're going to present. Actually, there's 3 items. And so this is the first one, the tax collection report.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. The whole Linebarger team is here today to make the presentation. I basically wanted to inform you all that we have upgraded our tax sale program, and if you go online to LGBS, then hit tax sale properties, then you can enter either an address, county, or any state. Go in there, and then you can view, and now you can view a picture with latitude and longitude, and points you right there to the property before you can go physically and inspect it. The other, excuse me, the other aspect of our tax sale program is it's tagged tax sale, resale, and future sale. So if you want to go into a future sale and you're interested in a property, you go in there, put your email address, and once we post that property for sale, you will get notification that it's going up for sale. Because we get a lot of phone calls about, well, when are you going to put this property up? So we've been trying to upgrade, and we've come up with this system. Those properties also will have the actual map, the picture, and the latitude and longitude for a potential buyer to go there and physically view the property. The other announcement I had to make was that our office is moving. We're still in Edinburgh. We'll be moving to 1512 Lone Star Way. It'll be on the corner of Freddy Gonzalez and 10th Street. We'll still be servicing all the taxpayers there. Actually, it'll be a little bit larger. We're going to have more taxpayer bays so that we can address all the taxpayers and they don't have to wait too long.
Ms. Lucy, just for the record, could you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Lucy Canales on behalf of Linebarger, Goggin, Blair, and Sampson. I apologize. And with me today making presentations will be John David Franz, Kelly Rivera Salazar, and Michael Cano.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I'm John David Franz, and I'm just going to briefly summarize our collection efforts during the 6-month period from July to December 17. We gave you a little printout of our presentation. Basically, we sent out 66,275 statements during the 6-month period, handled just under 25,000 incoming and outgoing phone calls.
We didn't get any handouts. Do you actually have any handouts?
Part of the pack?
I mean, if it's the same as the presentation.
It's on the screen, but we'll make sure you get them. I apologize, Commissioner. Our representatives did just under 4,000 property inspections and home visits in the county, and we had just under 5,400 county residents and taxpayers visit our offices, most of them in the Edinburgh, but we do have offices in each precinct. In terms of litigation, there's about $7.5 million total in litigation accounts involving county receivables. In the 6-month period, we filed 719 lawsuits, and the county's portion or claim is $1.456 million out of those lawsuits. We had 517 lawsuits paid, and the county share was $947,390. We took 428 judgments, and the county share in those judgments was a little over $1 million, $1,042,296. We executed and requested 63 tax warrants. These were filed in order to safeguard and collect $182,146 owed to Hidalgo County. Now, our tax sale, and Lucy talked a little bit about the tax sale improvements in our program. There were 119 total properties placed for sale. 15 of those were pulled and paid before the time of the sale, involving $42,000, just under $43,000 that the county was entitled to. 7 of them were pulled for payment agreements. 9 were pulled for other reasons. A total of 32 properties were struck off to a taxing entity. We weren't able to sell those, but they will be put up for resale, and the county's portion or interest in those struck off properties is $146,678. We sold 56 properties during the 6-month period, and the county share was $139,231. So how do we compare from this time last year? If you look at the July 16 through December time period, base taxes collected over the prior year were $5.571 million. This year, we're up $422,453 in base taxes during that same period to just under $6 million, $5,993,946. This is base tax. This does not include principal and interest. If you add the principal and interest this year, the county received $7,794,457.54 during the 6-month period, also an increase from last year. You look at the next slide, you see the percentages. We're up to 18.71% collection rate during the 6-month period, and this again is calculated solely on the base tax. So the team is working hard. The Linebarger firm is investing in infrastructure, and we appreciate the trust that Hidalgo County and the Drainage District has placed in our firm. Finally, a reminder to the public, there are 4 Linebarger offices throughout Hidalgo County. The addresses are on the screen. We've got a payment center and an information center in Elsa, Texas, in Precinct 1. We've got the same in McAllen on McCall Road in Commissioner Cantu's precinct. And then in Mission on 1518 North Conway, Precinct 3 has a center. And currently, our address is on Pin Oak, but soon it will be at Freddie and 10th Street. So we thank you, and I'm available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second item would be the presentation of fees and fines report for the period of July 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. Kelly Salasad on behalf of Linebarger to present the fees and fines portion of the work that Linebarger does for the county for the period of July through December 2017. We'll begin with the district courts and the district and the county court at law work that we've done during this period. You'll note the letters mailed for district courts. We've mailed over 2,100 mail pieces, over 1,200 for county courts at law. Outbound calls, you'll note the tremendous amount of work that we've done for those district courts, over 37,000 calls made and over 7,200 calls made for the county courts at law. Regarding the Justice of the Peace courts for that same period, we've broken it down by the 3 different precincts we have. Again, you'll note the letters mailed, the address and phone information updated, and the inbound and outbound calls made by our offices. Going towards the collection highlights, we have the collection highlights from July through October for the different entities broken down separately. You'll see that our high collections go to JP31, JP32, and JP41 for a combined collection, you'll note, of over $929,000 collected in fees and fines. On the next slide, you'll see a collection comparison for the July through October period, and you'll see that there's been an increase of over $662,000 for this collection period compared to the last collection period. But our whole report is for a July through December period. We do not have the November and December collections for this year, but we thought we'd show you how our collections up to October compared through December for last year. And you'll note we are still up over $448,000 without November and December amounts included for this year. So we continue to work hard, continue to try to improve collections, and bring in those fees and fines dollars to the county. Before I close, I'd like to give a special thank you and recognition to Renan Ramirez and his department, who extrapolate the data and provide that data to us on a timely basis. So we want to thank them a whole lot. Thank you. I'm available for any questions. Okay. Thank you.
Item D. Good morning. Item D, Commissioners, Judge, is the discussion and action on the tax resale bids received from October 3rd, 27 on the properties. There is an attached list.
Thank you, Valde. Just for the record, Michael Cano, also a partner with Linebarger. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This is really just a housekeeping matter. I've been here before on such matters, which is this past October, we actually sold 21 properties that had previously been put up for sale but did not sell. These are those struck-up properties that Mr. Franz was discussing during his presentation. So back in October, we sold 21 properties for a total of just over $68,000, and we are asking for the county's approval.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The subsequent action item would be discussion action on the order approving the tax resale bid received on October 3rd of this year. Of last year, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Now, okay, I think the resolution, the second resolution, Commissioner, Judge and Commissioners, is actually a resolution that's going to approve the upcoming February 6th resale properties. Now, we're actually transitioning. We used to get the court's approval after the fact. We'd actually conduct the sale, and once we got all the entities' approval, we'd come back and get your approval, which is why you see that lag on the previous action item, which was from the October resale. What we're going to be doing now is we're transitioning to getting the court's approval beforehand, and what that's going to allow us to do is speed up the process of actually processing these tax resale properties. So once we get your approval for the upcoming February 6th resale, once we get those highest bids, we'll actually process the checks and and we'll get that money deposited to the county faster, and to allow us to actually transfer the deeds to the purchase of those properties faster. So from this point forward, instead of me coming after the fact and having to wait several months, which really takes a long time and it really upsets a lot of these investors that buy these properties, we're going to try to do it proactively, and the code does allow us to do this with a couple of caveats, and that is that we do not get the pre-approval for any property that still has a right of redemption. So if the property has been struck off to the county and it has been more than 6 months, so that means there's no right of redemption, there's no threat of the prior owner coming back to redeem that property, the county does have the option of pre-approving the sale of these properties, and that's what we'd like to do. Just to clear that.
Okay, and then with that being said, Judge Commissioners, that would be item E, discussion and action on resolution authorizing the resale of certain struck-up properties on February 6, 2018. So there is an attached list.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Silguero.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's Ms. Katia. This is for Human Resources.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Katia Garcia, representing the Department of Human Resources. Item number 9A, requesting waiver of the budget amendment policy, personnel-related amendments for personnel items listed.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 9B, Precinct 3 Road Maintenance, approval of the following personnel-related actions effective next full pay period, February 5th, 2018. The precinct is requesting to delete slot number 0067, welder, with a current budgeted salary of $34,755, and to create slot number 0108, maintenance 1, with a proposed budgeted salary of $28,239.
So moved. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 10, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Tony Barco, Urban County. Item 10A, requesting approval of a program amendment with City of Elsa fiscal years 27, 28, 29 work plans. The amendment will add the reconstruction, overlay, and drainage improvements on new streets.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 10B, subject to compliance with HB 1295, when and if applicable, the Urban County Program on behalf of the City of Alton is requesting authority to purchase bunker gear for firefighting through Hidalgo County's membership and participation with Buy Board approved vendor Casco Industries Incorporated, Buy Board contract 52417, the amount of $19,072.86. Rate is included. City of Alton, UCP year 27 through 29. Fire station equipment funds will be utilized.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 10C, requesting approval of an order granting an exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code Chapter 262, Section 024A7, an item that can be obtained from only one source.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, approval of a sole source declaration with authority to enter into a contribution in aid of a construction agreement with AEP's Texas Central Company in the amount of $40,447.31 for the installation of primary poles and streetlights within the city of Peñitas.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 10D, requesting an exemption from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4 for professional engineering services.
So move.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, presentation of the scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by CC Commissioners Court of at least 3 engineering firms from the county's approved pool as graded and evaluated by the City of San Juan, Urban County Program, and Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection with and funded through Hidalgo County Urban County Program Year 30, San Juan Street Improvements Funds. The 3 firms are Pettis Consulting Engineers 90.66, Javier Hinojosa Engineering 87.33, Cruz Hogan Consultants 85.66.
Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3, authority to negotiate a professional engineering services contract with the #1 ranked firm of Pettis Consultant Engineers for the provision of engineering services for Northern County Program Year 30 San Juan Street Improvements Project.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 10E, requesting an exemption from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262024A4 for professional engineer services, construction material testing, geotech testing services.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Presentation of the scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Commissioner's Court of at least 3 construction materials testing, geotech testing engineering firms from the county's approved pool as graded and evaluated by the City of San Juan Urban County Program and Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection with and funded through Hidalgo County Urban County Program Year 30 San Juan Street Improvements Funds. They are Robert Kistner Consultants, 96, Tarrant County Consultant Engineers, 88, Millennium Engineers Group, 86.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3, authority to negotiate a professional engineering services contract with the number 1 ranked firm of Robert Kistner Consultants, Inc. for the provision of construction material testing services for Northern County Program Year 30 San Juan Street Improvement Funds.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.
Item 10F, subject to HB 1295 compliance, requesting consideration and action to award and enter into a construction contract with Castle Enterprises LLC in the amount of $252,189.69. UCP years, fiscal years 26, 29, and 30. Alamo Water Sewer Improvement Funds will be utilized.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
10G, subject to HB 1295 compliance, requesting authority to purchase firefighting equipment through the county's membership participation with the 5 boards awarded vendor, Dooley Techberry Contract 52417, in the amount of $21,396 from fiscal year 30, Mercedes Fire Station Equipment Funds.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 11, our Health Department.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. We have item 11A. It's requesting approval to submit our renewal grant application and budget for the CPS Hazards Program FY19 in the amount of $574,166. The grant contract will be in effect July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2019. This grant requires a 10% local match, which is part of our local budget action that we've done with Mr. Cruz already. Requesting approval for that.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is requesting approval to submit a request to the Department of State Health Services for additional funds in the amount of $85,000 to fund the annual All Hazards Conference. The funding request requires a 10% local match, which is part of our budgetary action with Mr. Cruz in Budget Office and the Commissioner's Court. Request item number 1.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And on that, sir, this is this additional funding that we were able to obtain, additional $85,000 to do our annual All Hazards Conference. We're doing that on March 28th and 29th. We want to thank Julia Sullivan and her team, Ms. Jackie Trevino, who put on a fantastic YouTube video on it. We encourage all of you to attend and participate and send your staff to it the 28th and 29th of March. You'll be more information on that. But this was some one-time funding that we got from the state, and we're excited to do this. Our 6th year doing this conference. Number 2 is requesting approval to receive $2,500 for the application fee paid to the National Association of County and Health Officials to participate in the Project Public Health Ready cohort. This is a reimbursement we're going to be getting back.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
And
carries.
this program is actually extremely successful. I'm bringing back on February 6th, actually acknowledging the team that got national recognition for tremendous work that's being done. I'll bring them on the 6th of February to court to be recognized for outstanding work. Item C is discussion and action limited to healthcare funding. There's no action there unless you have any questions. And item D, discussion and action including but not limited to indigent healthcare program 1115 waiver. There's no action there unless you have any questions. Thank you. We have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Item 12, our adult probation.
Judge, Commissioners, Mr. Cruz is going to be addressing the adult probation item.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Item 12A is approval of resolution for the following 2019 Criminal Justice Division Governor of the Office grants for the following grants: Domestic Violence Court Grant, the DWI Court Grant, the Veterans Court Grant, the Reentry Court Grant, Misdemeanor DWI Court Grant, the Mental Health Court Grant, and the Substance Abuse Treatment Facility RSAT Grant, with the grant numbers as listed on the agenda.
Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Item 12B is acceptance of statement of financial positions for fiscal year 2016 and fiscal year 2017.
Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
And item 12C is acceptance of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of those funds for the DWA grant program income for the months of September, October, November, December 2017 in the amounts of $1,715, $2,825, $1,747, and $570 respectively.
Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Item 13 is elections.
Uh, 13A, this, I'm Melanie with the Elections Department, I'm sorry. Requesting authority to enter into a 3-year agreement with Crano Versatech, a company that manages our HART InterCivic scanners and support. Upon approval by legal and the court, we would enter a 3-year agreement paying $1,618.05 a year.
So moved. Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries. Item 14, our Head Start.
Before we go into our item, good morning. I wanted to announce to you that we are a finalist for the 2018 HEB Excellence in Education Award in Early Childhood Education. We're one of 5. We were visited last week by a team of 7 judges, and I provided for you the list of the judges that were there. 10 people were interviewed, and we have the list of those people. The purpose of the HEB Award is to it's designated to support public and private schools that focus on the care and education of children under the age of 5. The purpose of the award is to offer support to help create and enhance kinder readiness programs that prepare children to enter kindergarten socially and academically ready to learn. And there's some criteria that is followed. We have to demonstrate a passion and historical commitment to offering quality early childhood education and care in the community. We have to be successful in preparing children for kindergarten, both socially and academically ready to learn. And we are to exhibit innovative and creative ways to take care of school readiness. So when we submitted the application back in December, we had questions to answer about the challenges we face, special needs children and how we address them, how we engage families, how we have unique partnerships. And we focused on the school readiness partnerships that we have with 10 districts in the county. And so we were named a finalist. As I mentioned, we were visited, and we were awarded $5,000. If we make it, when we make it to the state, it'll be in May. If we are selected, which we're expecting that we have a pretty good chance. The other 4 programs are serving 500 or less children. We're a very big program, and we serve a very big population of needy children. So we think that we have a great chance to be able to get the additional $25,000. Harlingen ISD and McAllen ISD are finalists also, but they're in the category of school district division. We were excited. We wanted to extend that information to you.
It's a great achievement.
Thank you. Yes. The next item that we have is, or the only item that we have, is approval of the self-assessment schedule, and this is a requirement of the Office of Head Start. Head Start is continuously looking for ways to improve in the quality of services, and this is one of the items or one of the requirements of the Office of Head Start to do that. And so we spent 2 weeks looking at our systems, and we have a process in which we have our staff and our parents and even community members. You are welcome to join any team. I believe we submitted to you the different teams. It's going on for 2 weeks, this week and next week, and to be able to visit our centers and give us feedback on how it is that our systems are working. Thank you very much, and it does need to be approved because it is a process that requires action.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Commissioners, 15B is authorization and approval to apply for the Recreation Trails Grant through the Texas Parks and Wildlife. And number 2 is authorization of the county judge as authorized official to sign the application. We are developing a stormwater detention facility combined with the hike and bike trail to be utilized for 5,000 of our residents in a 1 mile radius. This is developed in a joint partnership, but right now we're just looking for the authorization to submit the application.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Don, you want to take 15C?
We also have number 2, authorization for
Okay. Yeah,
county
we took
judge.
both of them.
Okay.
We did both.
And item C, we are looking to indemnification of amount of $20 that we received at our recovery center. It was a counterfeit $20 bill.
Go. Legal
Can you
question.
explain some facts on this? You say indemnification.
Well, we received our monies, of course, to receive their permit fee of $25, and we received a counterfeit bill.
Right, but where is the indemnification coming from?
Mr. Cosson? There's some information.
No, Peppa's going to handle this.
Hey, good morning. So the local government code, or I guess the local government code, has a provision saying that the commissioners will be indemnified if it's through no fault of their own. So we received this bill, and we're requesting indemnification from the county.
So you're asking for the county to put $20 back into your budget?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's part of the public actions.
Is everything all right?
Yep.
I believe so.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 16, our budget office.
Morning, Judge Commissioner Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 16A is authority for the county judge to sign TxDOT forms right-of-way A10 tabulation of values for all parcels associated with the Precinct 4 FM 2220 Ware Road project, CSJ number 209401038, until completion of the project.
Yeah, and a bit of an update before we take action. Obviously, this is the segment between Mile 3 and Mile 5. We partner with the City of McAllen on the expansion to the ultimate section. We are the ones handling the right-of-way acquisition of the additional parcels, and we're dealing with some drainage in that area. But we're moving along on that project. Look forward to the construction. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And item 16B is approval for the county judge to sign title 4E Signature Authority Designation Form 2031. And this is giving signature authority for the county auditor and the first assistant county auditor on the billing documents regarding this grant.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Thank you, Sarah. Item 17, purchasing.
Martha Salazar for the Purchasing Department. Item 1A.
Marty.
Good morning, Judge. Requesting exemption, competitive bidding requirements, 262-024A4, a personal service.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Acceptance of a proposed scope of services and fee schedule from Sally Gablick, DBA PR and S LLC, with authority to enter into a personal services contract. A consulting contract. Sorry, there's a typo. It's a consulting contract.
Correction for the record, it's not Sally Gablick DBA, it's PR and S LLC.
Yes, it is She is the employee. And this is a contract and subject to compliance with 1295 and subject to funding, as that is a concern this morning. I believe Mr. Guerra has assured me that funding will be taken care of.
You have the motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Item 2A is requesting exemption to under 262-024A4, a professional service.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B would be approval of letter engagement with the Espinosa Law Firm for the provision of legal services and assistance to the Hidalgo County Civil Service Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Acceptance and approval to add the following verbiage to the pool of professional services statements of qualifications in connection with the grading and ranking protocol section. A, pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 2254, Professional Services Procurement Act, the services will be selected on a basis of qualifications and demonstrated competence, and as further detailed in attached documentation as reviewed and approved by legal counsel, which is the DA Civil Section. Note that the Hidalgo County Purchasing issued an extension for acceptance for the acceptance date for the additional addenda that will be sent to clarify this matter if once Commissioners Court approves it from January 24th, 2 weeks down the road to February 18th. This is to account for any like scores and the dealing with them in the event they were to.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And B is acceptance and approval of the instructional evaluation memorandum that is sent and distributed to all evaluators, committee members, or Commissioners Court members themselves.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And just for the court's information, that memo was also reviewed by DA Civil Section. Item C is due to some calls for more time to submit the SOQs, those firms requesting packets close to the original submission deadline, requesting Commissioners Court's discussion and consideration to extend one additional week or more, if so desired, to attract more participants and give ample time to submit properly. This is, right now, our 2018 pool becomes effective March 16th. So if the court would like to extend further than February 14th, which I have right now, I think we do have a window of opportunity.
As long as you're okay with it.
We're fine with it. It comes at a perfect juncture that we could send that addenda advising.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, this is for Health and Human Services, requesting exemption, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A, 7 and A, and capital A, an item that can only be obtained from one source.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B is requesting approval of a sole source declaration for QR Fit Trail LLC for the purchase of quick response QR coded signs, which will provide fitness resources for Hidalgo County residents as a way to promote a healthy and active lifestyle, to expand the fight against obesity at the obesity epidemic, and said declaration to be in effect for all Hidalgo County-wide departments unless otherwise revoked by Commissioners Court.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
C1, Precinct 2, acceptance and approval to execute the final form of professional surveying agreement with Quintanilla Headley and Associates for road and bridge, CIP, and other projects in general on an as-needed basis.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And 2, requesting approval of a professional appraisal services agreement with Professional Appraisal Services Incorporated for the purpose of appraisals as fair market appraisals as stated and so on, as stated on the agenda for Precinct 2 on an as-needed basis.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, Precinct 4, 1A, requesting approval of amendment number 2 to the AIA B101 2007 Standard Form of Agreement with Nassari Warren Group Architects. The project is a design and construction of Memorial Park Phase 1 to modify and add various section articles to the AIA in order to proceed with the CMAR process.
So move.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And B is discussion, consideration, and action to establish the number of evaluation committee pursuant to 2269-253. Names will be announced by the commissioner for the committee that will score, grade, and evaluate the participants in the step 1 and 2 of the RFPQ, which is the way this CMAR is being conducted in a two-part. And
So what's your
Commissioner?
recommendation on the amount of members on the committee? What would you recommend?
I always recommend an odd number,
Okay.
3 or 5.
Okay, so we just have one representative from the Precinct 4 office in Pepe Caso.
Okay.
We can use yourself, possibly Valde. Just
Okay,
either go to 3 or 5. We just need one representative from our office.
all right. I probably could get one from budget management also.
That's perfect, too.
Okay, and I'll assign one additional besides myself in purchasing.
Sounds
That's okay.
good. That's our motion.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
E1, Colonia Access Program, Precinct 3, requesting acceptance and approval of Work Authorization 3 in connection with contract number 168 for the proposed fee of $4,1125 with LNG.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
For the
carries.
county clerk, we're requesting exemption, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A7, A, that's lowercase a, proprietary software in connection with online research services.
So moved.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Requesting B is requesting approval of agreements, if applicable, for the online services with LexisNexis for the county clerk as stated prior.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Under open forum, did anybody sign up?
Yes, sir, we do have 2 participants under open forum. Our first participant is Ms. Fern McClarty. I'd like to remind everybody in the audience, please respect the speaker's time. And there is a 3-minute time limit. I'll advise when there's 1 minute.
All right. First thing, I did a participation form on the 17B1B to kind of answer what a quick response code signs are for the fitness of the county. I just wondered, and I didn't really get an explanation on what that was. We're going to have signs that says "Don't eat," or I didn't quite understand because I did a participation form and I got nothing. I don't know. Is it going to come out of my time if she answers it?
No,
Okay.
and I apologize. I thought, Ms. Marty, I thought we had given that explanation.
I'm sorry. It's at a bike trail or a hike and bike, any park. This will be something that you can use as an application. That application would help you get data for yourself, how much you walked, that type of thing. That would translate to data that the health department also uses in the fight against obesity. So it's an application. This is a program that the health department is getting, and it's available to, we're commencing with Precinct 2 because of their hike and bike trail, but it's available to any precinct or department that would have need to have this implemented. So it is for the...
Say?
Pardon?
I didn't understand because it says quick response.
Quick response is the name
It's
of the
a-
program.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
It does
QR
not
code.
answer you back. It gives you data.
Okay.
Quick response is that it's gathering data in a real-time basis for yourself and for the health department in assisting people who want a healthier lifestyle.
Okay.
So when you get to a hike and bike, there's going to be a screen or a monitor where you can download this application.
So from your phone, there's a QR code that'll scan, and it'll take you to a lot of recommendations on eating and all sorts of stuff that's for healthier lifestyles, exercise,
and then all of
so
that is
forth.
translated as data for health department to then gather more information on how to further serve the public in trying to prevent this epidemic with obesity, which brings in the diabetes, which brings in the heart disease. It's all an effort.
Do we have the number of people that are using it? Or
We
is
haven't
this
used
for
it yet. This is just to purchase it, to get started. No one's using it yet. This
Okay.
was authority to purchase it.
All right.
Okay, it's an investment by the health department under one of their goals which is, at least it's one program.
Yeah, and I believe that program, they've received grants, and I don't
But
know if this
yes,
one's
the payment of
grant
it,
funded.
yes. But this is going to benefit anyone who wants to use it within the park system or recreation system. for the
Yeah,
county.
that's what we didn't understand.
Okay.
And my thing was, if it was for the employees, I don't
If you
help out in the
read
building.
if you read the backup on the
I tried. I
agenda-
still didn't understand.
Okay, I tried to make it as user-friendly as I could in the declaration. But we certainly, if you want to come by the office, we can explain it again.
Have a further discussion.
Okay, well, that's what I just wanted, and I did the participation form, and I still didn't get my, Okay, I've had several people call me that ask about the court not airing on the television. And I understand, I think it's because of the website, Edinburgh, whatever the problem is, that you weren't able to put it up on the screen. My thing is, it needs to be put on the website, newspaper, Facebook, somewhere, so the public can understand. They wait to see if it's going to come on, nothing happens. I don't know if they're not putting it up on the screen saying that, but it hadn't been showing lately. So I don't know. And I did want to thank y'all. Y'all always say I don't thank you. That you did start a little bit earlier today, 9:21. And then you went to closed session and you ruined everything. But, because we started at 10:07. So I do try, and if y'all would just try a little harder, then I could thank y'all more often. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And our second participant is Ms. Marisol Reséndez. And Ms. Reséndez, again, there is a 3-minute time limit, and I'll advise when there's 1 minute left.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Marisol Reséndez, and I'm the Executive Director of El Milagro Clinic. And with me is my board chair, Olga Gabriel. I'm here today on behalf of the RGV Equal Voice Health Working Group and the 3 safety net clinics, Nuestra Clínica del Valle, Hope Family Health Center, and El Milagro, to thank all of you, especially Commissioner Palacios for all your efforts and Commissioner Cantu for taking time to come to our meeting earlier this month, for listening to us, and for bringing back a request to place eligibility workers of the Indigent Healthcare Program at the 3 clinics. Thank you very much for working with the Health and Human Services Department and approving that an existing eligibility specialist rotates through the 3 clinics. We know that this would bring great benefit to our patients. Also, we wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for the funding El Milagro received back in July of last year. As you know, our last fiscal year was very difficult for us after losing 1/3 of our budget due to state funding that was not renewed. And thanks to your generous award, the unconditional support of our longtime funders, and most recently, thanks to new committed funding, El Milagro has been able to get back on its feet. We want to thank you very much for stepping up. Hidalgo County funding was crucial for us to make a comeback. Your continued support, it's an integral part of our success as we move forward in our mission to serve the uninsured in our community. Thank you all for all that you do for Hidalgo County residents.
If it's allowable, I'd like to give you flyers from the clinic.
Great.
If you can give up to 3 each. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, we do have executive session. Closed session. All right. Pursuant to 551-071 and 072, need a motion to proceed to executive session.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We will be in executive session for a short while. All right, we are back in open session. Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Item under open session 21A. There's no action to take in real estate acquisition appropriation for same. 21B, pending and potential litigation. There is no action to be taken. Item 21D, claim of Victor Murillo. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $900.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 21D under open session, claim of Gerardo Morales. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $6,882.57.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 21E, claim of Erasmo and Marta Elia Garcia. We'll just proceed as directed. Item 21F, Clean Products LLC et al. Versus International Paper et al. Judge Commissioners, this is a suit, as I've stated, between Clean Products and International Paper Company. The County of Hidalgo does have an interest with respect to the suit, and there is, in order for us to be compensated for any monies that we've spent with respect to purchase of corrugated sheets, boxes, displays, or any other type of paper products, I'm asking the court for authority to sign the claim of release related to a settlement in this case. Yes, authority for Valde Garrison sign.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That is all we have, Judge Commissioners.
Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Jim.
Yep.